Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing this Friday morning, the 5th of November? Christmas is right around the corner, but we've still got some ways to go. It's just over a month and 20 days. So regardless of what I've just said, disregard it. Don't worry about it. Whatever I said, don't make any sense. But what does make sense is this is the home of the UK's #1 video game podcast, which we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish. Look at this, 10:45. 10:45 we're live. But yeah, this is a nice early one today. I mean, people probably aren't expecting this notification for another 2 hours. But here we are, bright and early on this fucking horrendous freezing day here in Manchester, and I hope that we are all well. I hope we slept a bit fucking early, says Ben. Yes, it is. It is a little bit early. In before anyone says that Bibby shat the bed. He didn't. Not last night anyway. But yeah, again, we're live. We're live nice and early for you. It is only me today. Graham, I don't know if any of you was in his stream on Wednesday. Big up to Manny and Bateson, obviously, for raiding Graham and then killing his PC instantly. Graham had the blue screen of death. He now has to rejig everything in his wave free to be able to put all his stuff back into OBS again, because it seemed to have died, wiped everything. So he's got a good day ahead of him, tinkering with all. So I mean, you've been in these streams, you've seen him put voice mod on every single occasion, then put his Mandalorian helmet on, and then say, "This is the way." Obviously with the voice mod and the little pan flute in the background, and you know the vibes. But yeah, he's got to do all that again. So good luck to him. It is a full day pro. Anyone who's been in it, who does any kind of that technical stuff when it comes to OBS and these wave free mics, it's fantastic programs. Quite complicated if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, that's a fun day ahead for him. Viv says too early. I agree, it is a little bit too early. I mean, getting up at 8:15 because your shower's broken, and it has been for the last month, and have to run a bath. Like, I don't like baths. They're fucking boring. I mean, nowadays I just sit there in the bath, either doing SBCs, which we'll get onto in a minute, that's FIFA talk, or watching something on YouTube, or watching someone stream. I used to be in and out of the shower, and now it's like a 45-minute process of running the bath, having a bath, washing yourself. It's a farce. It is an absolute farce. So yeah, that is getting out, but not usually as early as I do when I'm going into the office, because usually that's about 5:15. I end up having to get up. So getting up at 8:15 is actually a lying. But yeah, those of you that joined us last night on stream, we got our first rule breaker card in FIFA. Again, this is an RTG. A small disclaimer: I have put £6 in because I needed fodder, not to do like a giant pack opening. Genuinely ran out of cards for SBCs, so I've topped them all back up again. This was like 2 weeks ago that I did that. I spent the last 4 days building as many SBCs as I could to open on stream yesterday. And we packed a rule breaker. Onyeka, we ended up getting rid of him. We played him for 3 games. It wasn't what we wanted as a CDM. So we got rid of him. We got 74 grand in the bank. So then we upgraded our squad. We brought in Sancho. We brought in one to watch Grealish. We brought in, who did we bring in left back? Oh, Ben Chilwell, team of the week, Ben Chilwell. And then we also brought in João Cancelo and at right back. So we've ended up selling one player, bringing in 4. Our team is slowly getting better, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great stream yesterday. We only won 1 game. We was leading him, I think, all of them barring 1, and then we ended up getting beat. I just need to learn how to shoot on that game, because I go 2-0 up and then seem to bottle it, but I could have been 5-0 up because of the amount of one-on-ones I finished. Anyway, it's a whole thing. If you watch any of my FIFA streams, it's always the same. But you're here for video game news, and that's exactly what I'm going to give to you today. But as per yesterday's announcement, we actually have the loot drop to do for you today. So what we did was, I don't know why, but Discord and Twitch's API wasn't speaking to each other. I don't know if it still is, but basically, if you are a subscriber of this channel, you would have access to a specific section of our Discord, which is called the loot drop. In there, we give away codes for stuff if we have them. That isn't part of a loot drop prize. But thank you. But basically, because you guys help support us, and you have done in your absolute droves this last 2 months, you've got us up to 138 subscribers, I think, was our max. We're still on 130 now, so you guys are still absolutely killing it. But what we've done is we've honoured everybody up until Monday this week. So if yours expired after that, don't worry about it. We've still got your name and everything. You'll still be included. But Twitch's API and Discord's API should be speaking to each other. You would have access to that area. And for some reason, they aren't speaking to each other at this moment in time. If you lost your subscription to us or you've let it expire, usually you just fall out of that area. You wouldn't see it again until you resubscribe. You'd see that area again, and it just keeps on turning like that. And it's worked perfectly for 23 months. This month, however, he's decided not to do that. But Iceman, all credit to him. He said, you know what? I've won it this month. I have won it. 157 was the max, says Ice Cream Uploads. There I am on 20 short. But fair play to Iceman. He came in and he said Bibs. He said Graham. He said Scoop, guys. Mine's expired. It expired 10 days ago. I don't know why I can still see the loot drop stuff. I don't know why this is happening. Give the prize away again. So that's exactly what we're doing. Thank you very much to Iceman. We're going to see if we could try and sort you out with something else. Just for being a very good sport, because usually that kind of thing doesn't happen, but that's the kind of community that we've built over here. You guys are absolute fucking legends. You help us out a lot. And having honesty like that, it does go a long, long way. So we very much appreciate that. So I think we're going to kickstart this off with this because it's been hanging over our heads for the last couple of days. Hopefully this will come up on the screen. I have got this done earlier, so fingers crossed it will pop up. Bibby, please never tell me if you watch me whilst I'm in the bath. No comment. No comment. So you can see me at the bottom of the screen. Hello, that's me. This is the spinning wheel. These are all the names. Again, we honoured everybody who was a subscriber as of Monday. So if yours expired in the last 3 days, don't worry about it. Your name will still be here. So this is 139 entries. There is a slight disclaimer. If anyone who's associated with ICU, i.e. myself, Graham, Samantha, Danielle, anyone who works at Jelly Media, if their name comes out because I didn't have time to take them all out, it will be respan again. So they're just getting that out there now in case it happens. So without further ado, this is for a copy of Vanguard, which comes out today, I believe, on a platform of your choice. All you need to do is just let us what it is. Tell us who it is. We'll obviously get that sorted out for you. So this is the spinning wheel. 139 entries. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It looks like it's Cakey B. It is Cakey B. Cakey B, you have won yourself a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard on a platform of your choice. Nietzsche says shuffle them. Bits in it. That shit me up. I think I've still got it quite loud. Nice one, Viv. Thank you very much for the bibs. Yeah, Cakey B, congratulations. You are the winner of this month's loot drop prize. A copy of Call of Duty Vanguard on a platform of your choice. We will be in contact with you if you're watching this. Let us know in the chat or in our Discord, then we'll be able to get that sorted out. But congratulations to Cakey. You have won yourself, again, a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard. Congratulations, my friend. Again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have helped support this channel this month. It's very much, the last couple of months, forever, you guys mean more to us than we can imagine. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to hold this for you and everything like that. Blah, 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 blah. But that's October's loot drop prize sorted out. KKB, congratulations. On with the show. We'll get that clipped up. We'll put it in the Discord so that you can see that and everything. If he's not in that area, we'll put it in the general one just so that everybody has an idea as well. But yeah, that is it. We rigged giveaways. Okay, I'm just gonna bring this up on here for you guys, just to emphasize the non-riggedness. Okay, that kind of went blah, 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 and then came back on again. We only one winner results. One winner. It's rigged, KKB. Congratulations, mate. All the hacks, all the no-scopes and all that shit. It's all going on. But yeah, that's our winner. Congratulations, mate. Pressing buttons. Oof, that was horrific. Anyway, you've come here for video game news, and that's exactly what we're going to give for you today. As per the title of today's stream, Nintendo has conceded that it won't be able to meet Switch demand this holiday. Obviously, I've spun those words around quite a bit, and I made it so that it sounds like Nintendo have destroyed Christmas. Obviously, because we had earlier in the week that Sony are saving Christmas, I thought we'd bookend the week with Sony saving Christmas and Nintendo ruining it, obviously, because, for the clicks and that. But anyway, news on the screen. Nintendo, is this... my face is there now, and I don't think I'm going to... Yeah, I'm not going to have my face on there. I apologise for you guys. You want to be able to read stuff and my face is just my bolts there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Bye. Nintendo has conceded it won't be easy to meet Switch demand this holiday. We can't produce enough to meet the demand that we are expecting, written by Tom Ivan over at VGC. He states that Nintendo said it will be unable to meet the Switch demand this holiday season as its production efforts continue to be hampered by the global semiconductor shortage. In a press briefing following the publication of the company's second quarter results on Thursday, Nintendo President Shinichiro Fukuhara? I always get these names wrong. Even though I read it all the time and say it all the time, still get it wrong. I very much apologise. He saw no end in sight to the supply issues. We can't produce enough to meet the demand we are expecting during the upcoming holiday season, he said via Reuters. Currently, there is no sign of improvement and the situation continues to be severe, so I can't say how long it will continue. Strong demand coupled with a global chip shortage means that the game's consoles have been difficult to come by since the pandemic started last year. Last week, Sony said its PS5 supply issues were negatively impacting hardware sales, but that it remained hopeful in hitting its annual console shipment target of 14.8 million units. The PlayStation firm has reportedly begun air freighting PlayStation 5 stock into the UK in an attempt to better meet the demand in the run-up to Christmas. Meanwhile, Xbox boss, there we go. Get it clipped. Graham, I'm joining the club. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has said that a shortage of chips isn't the only issue stopping Microsoft from meeting its Xbox Series X demand. I think it's probably too isolated to talk about just as a chip problem, he told The Wrap. When I think about what it does to get the parts necessary to build a console today and then get it in the markets where the demand is, there are multiple kinds of pinch points in that process. And I think, regretfully, it's going to be with us for months and months, definitely through the end of the calendar year and into the next calendar year. On Thursday, Nintendo said it had cut its annual Switch. What? On Thursday, Nintendo said it had its annual Switch shipment forecast by 6%. From 25.5 million units to 24 million units because of the change in our production plan due to the effects of the global semiconductor shortage. As is in the chat, and he says, it's okay, Switch Pro March 2022. I can't see it, but yeah, love that. That optimism, can't beat it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that the title of the story and the thumbnail and everything that goes around it is hella clickbaity, but at the end of the day, it looks like your child's Christmas can and may be ruined by the Nintendo Switch shortage. It's something that is rife across all consoles. It's not just the fact that Nintendo obviously can't produce them as fast as possible. It's right the way across the board. The only difference is Sony have managed to find a way of getting these around the world as fast as possible. So they've obviously had them either being sat there or they are fresh off the press. They've just got the bits to be able to perform and get them together. That's not to say that the others haven't tried. It's just the fact that they have them available and shipped out. So that's why you can see the Sony saving Christmas, Nintendo ruining Christmas. It's just a play on words. I don't genuinely mean that Nintendo are ruining your Christmas. It's just the way that the world is at the moment. There isn't enough parts to be able to make as many as they would like to have in stock and then put them on the shelves and get them into your hands and get them gift wrapped, put them underneath the tree for your partner, for your child, for whoever it is that you want to be able to gift these to. It's just the global shortage. Like, what can you do about it? If the world can't manufacture them fast enough, genuinely, what can you do? Get them imported from space. Like, this shit just doesn't just happen. It's put together either by machines or by human hands. So again, it's a difficult situation that all three brands are in at this moment in time. I mean, even there's a PC shortage in terms of Nvidia graphics cards. Like, it's just what it is. More people was at home. They had more money to spend. The price of them went up because there wasn't enough demand for them. It's not just about consoles, it's about everything in the world. Once it's supply and demand, that's where the scalpers kind of come in, but it is what it is. Next Gen Base says 30 million PS5 sold, over 90 million Switches sold. Just imagine if there weren't any sort of shortages. I know these companies would be a lot more, be a lot richer, and there will be a lot more people enjoying their products, but it's just what it is. They can't manufacture them fast enough because they don't have the parts to do so. What can you do about it? You genuinely can't do anything about it. It's a shame, but it's just the world that we are living in at this moment in time. It will get better in the next 24 months, which is it sounds like a long time, and it genuinely is if you're waiting for something. If someone told you that you'd be going on a round-the-world trip, all expenses paid in 2 years, it'll be the longest 2 years of your life. But it's just the way of the world at the moment. There just isn't enough parts. Shortage of Switches because the Switch Pros are being produced? Maybe. Ad says that Uranus is selling Switches. Next Gen Base says, saw an awesome video the other day explaining why everything was out of stock. Really interesting. Feel free to drop it in the chat. I know there's a lot of nerds in the chat like myself that will be involved, that enjoy watching like my YouTube search history is literally just the shittest documentaries about video games that you've ever seen. They may only have like, I don't know, 400 views or something like that, but they genuinely are the things that interest me the most. Like watching documentaries on tech and things like that is my niche, shall we say. I'll try and dig it out as next gen, but that'll be fantastic. Anyway, let me just take a swig of my orange juice. Great style. Oh yeah. Genuinely, fresh orange juice is the greatest drink in this world, and I will fight anyone that says anything different. Fresh orange juice is the one thing you'll need when you're pissed up and you wake up in the morning and you want to have something to try and rehydrate you. Fresh orange. Wake up in the morning or before you go to bed, bit of fresh orange. Like it's just nothing gets better. Nothing is better than fresh orange. Ad says I got my Switch OLED yesterday. Fantastic. Let me know how it is. We've got one in the office, and I haven't actually had a bash on it yet. Gary's in here says, "All right, Bib. I do actually have a dentist appointment in an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie. I've been taking down these OT crumbles. I mean, this isn't a sponsorship or anything like that, but as does OT crumbles, fantastic. So I feel sorry for my dentist in a bit, trying to pick all that shit out of my teeth because I'm not doing it." Ice Cream Butler says coffee. I mean, that's also a very good shout, but it's not fresh orange. So, Next Gen Base said, I can't find the original vid, but Giant Bomb are doing a hilarious series, which is one of the less intellectually gifted members of the team learn about stuff. Most of it is in here. We could definitely make a series on that. Like, Thick Bibby, we'll call it, and then it's just people just telling me stuff that I didn't know. Ice Cold Milk, definitely up there as well, but you're all coming in second place at this moment in time. You're all coming in second place. I mean, I'd rather take an iced coffee over an actual coffee. Personal preference. I mean, obviously it depends on the situation. Is it fucking freezing outside? You don't want to be having an ice cold frap or something like that, do you? Let's be honest. Damn it, you're early. Bloody work calls going in the way, getting in the way. Tropical juice. I mean, that is a fantastic choice as well. I do love a bit of tropical juice. Tesco apple and raspberry underrated. Samantha loves the cloudy apple from Asda. It's actually in a bottle, not a carton, and it's like it's white label, quite hazy. A cloudy apple, obviously, is quite hazy, but she loves that shit. Fruit juice, man, it's severely underrated. What is underrated, and a game that you guys should already be playing if you don't, because it has got a new version coming at some point, is this. Orange juice with bits, absolutely, definitely. Oh, it has to have the pulp. It has to have that. If it doesn't have the pulp, don't buy it. We don't want any of that smooth shit. Get rid of these ads. I don't mean actual ads players, I just mean these ads. Ice Cold Vimto, fantastic shout. Northern men represent. Pokemon TCG live delays its beta to 2022. Fusion Strike codes will work for TCG Online, though. This has been written by Joe PARLOCK over at the Gamer, and it states that the new digital version of the Pokemon TCG Live, that's a mouthful, has its multiple betas planned for this year delayed into 2022. The game was originally going to be have a mobile soft launch in Canada, as well as its global beta for the desktop clients, available by the end of 2021, ahead of a worldwide launch in early 2022. However, both have now been shifted to 2022 with no confirmed dates as to when or if they will still be running. In tweets put out by the official Pokemon TCG Twitter, it said it will have more to share soon about the soft launch and the desktop beta and the full launch. It's confirmed that live branded digital codes that will be included for the upcoming Sword and Shield Fusion Strike will be fully compatible with TCG Online. Seeing as though all standard lengthy collections will transfer from online to live, Fusion Strike buyers won't be losing anything in the swap. Pokemon TCG is intended to be the successor of the aging TCG Online and will include new features like battle passes, cross-platform matchmaking between desktop and mobile, daily quest, and exclusive events. However, it's also received criticism since its announcement due to its only supporting the standard format at launch, with extended expansions Black and White Today being transferable to live but not playable until a later date. Any cards from the Heart Gold and Soul Silver expansions, which were the first to release on TCG Online, won't transfer over at all. Live was also criticised for its lack of player-to-player trading, which was seen as one of the best features of online. While the old adage? What? While the old adage about being the delayed game eventually being good is true, it's also surprising that the Pokemon Company went through the trouble of changing all the branding on Fusion Strike products, including on Live of Online, therefore by leaking its existence to the public, only to delay the game literally days before the Fusion Strike launches. This is going to cause a lot of confusion for players when they discover the codes they're opening in Fusion Strike are for a client that won't be out until next year, and the only way that they can work online being sent via a tweet. Pokemon CGC Live will launch for mobile and desktop sometime in 2022. I'm having a look at the chat. I mean, I'm not laughing at this because this is for someone who actually loves playing Pokemon TCG. Speaking of someone who loves play, you won't hear that by the way.
This should qualify me for therapy.
Hopefully that's come through the stream. I don't know if it's I don't know if I need to turn it up on my side again because it was extremely loud when we was doing the Visage stuff. But obviously we've changed the volumes and stuff like that since. But someone who definitely qualifies for this kind of news is Shogun Ash, who has just subscribed for 20 months. Very much appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bib, that cider. Waitrose apple and elderflower is go. Mate, apple and elderflower from Aldi, 39p a bottle. Fizzy shit. That's what it's about. It's amazing. Graham says, whoa, I don't jump in the stream and it turns out to be a travesty. Orange with bits. Mate, I feel offended. Bits and orange juice is like alcohol-free beer. There's a lot of people going to be getting fucking banned today. I can see it already. Asking Lord says, I think we all know that Bibby is a danger to himself. Absolutely, can't even get his words out right. It came through, yeah. Hello, Captain Redbeard, says Lake 791. So, speaking of people who are qualified to talk about this, Mr. Shogun Ash, as someone who is a massive Pokemon fan, who claims he is the best Pokemon trainer in the world, how does he get on with Pokemon TCG? Have you played it? Is this something that's up your street? This is something that we brought to light about 2 months ago when this first got announced because it's something that I absolutely adore playing. It's actually something that I went into a game shop in Ashton, down the road from us. It's like a retro game shop. It's not very big, but it does have an upstairs part where you can have, where they have Pokemon battles basically like every second Saturday or something. So they have like Yu-Gi-Oh battles, they have Pokemon card battles, they have all the Dungeon and Dragon shit. And I went in and I've always wanted to play it, right? I'm at that age now where I'm probably not as self-conscious as I was about being a nerd 10, 12 years ago. Like there was no chance that I was ever going to be whipping out Pokemon cards with my mates and saying, do you know what, do you fancy a battle, mate? That was never going to happen. It was always done on a console, like on a Game Boy with a link cable or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That's how we used to that's how we used to battle. This stuff though has always piqued me interest. It's something that me and Graham have discussed when we're talking about D&D nights and things like that. I've always wanted to play it. I don't have enough nerdy friends to be able to get this kind of stuff off the ground with. So having TCG available on my PC, I play it on my dinners in work. I play it downstairs on my tablet. I fucking love this game. I want to see what we have in store for Fusion because, for Fusion, for Live, whatever it is. It is outdated, and it mentions that in the article. It does look like a game from 10 years ago. We want to be able to get into that new place now where the cards are having animations as they're battling with each other rather than just like landing on top with a little bit of impact. I want to see sparks flying from a Pikachu card, you know what I mean? I want to be seeing fire roaring from it with a Charizard. Like, all this stuff is something that's going to be happening. It's just a shame that we are getting this delayed because I do want to play this like now. Alcohol-free beer is a waste of beer. I agree with that, but there is people out there that have an addiction and they probably want that taste of alcohol but don't want the percentage and being in that kind of vibe. I mean, obviously Samantha is pregnant and she's had one or two of the non-alcohol beers, you know, the ciders, like Old Moot cider, fantastic beer, or cider shall we say, and you're in a pub and all you have is like J2Os or Coke. It becomes very boring very quick, so you want something that's actually tastes quite nice. Alcohol-free beer does do that for you. So yeah, you kind of have things like that just to bridge the gap. I play it on my tablet, says ads. It's right on my street, but I haven't had time to sink any time into. This is something that me and you need to do then. Me and you just need to spend like 4 hours on stream just going through this stuff, because I need to get tip top. Like, I know how to play Pokemon cards now. I know how to battle with them. I know what's required for you to be able to play this game without cheating. And it sounds ridiculous, but there will be people who are just getting into playing Pokemon cards in real life that don't necessarily know the rules, and what they're doing is cheating. But they don't know that because they haven't learned it. Whereas if you do this on like a video game, it won't let you do the thing that you're trying to do, because that knows the rules and stops you from doing it. So like being able to have your power-ups on your card and flipping the coin for how much impact that particular move may have, you might not do that while you're playing with your mates because you don't know the rules necessarily. So this is a good way of being able to learn it. And I think I know enough to be able to get me by in a battle if I was to do it in real life with someone. I even bought the board game last year for Christmas. It was on sale for £17, I think, in Asda. So I bought the Pokemon board game, basically. So it's got the battle mat, it's got 2 sets of dummy cards in there, it's got the coin, it's literally got everything that you need to be able to have a Pokemon battle. So I'm well invested in this. I just need other people that are able to do that with it. They'll do it like WWE Supercards, I reckon, which is fantastic. I fucking love Supercards. I haven't played it for a while, and if you don't play it for a while, your deck kind of gets a bit stagnant and you kind of have to start again. I'll play it. I'm a nerd too. There's the kind of vibes that I'm looking for, though. I'm kind of looking for the vibes where people are now not afraid to be a nerd and come and play Pokemon cards with me. So this is definitely something that we can definitely get going. Whether or not it's on TGC on now with the online stuff, or it's going to be the live fusion shit later down the line. Who knows? Who knows? But enough of the Pokemon news. Let's move into our next news article. It has been quite Marvel's heavy this week, whether or not it's Midnight Suns, or Marvel's Avengers. I think this is a nice way to bookend this for the week with some good news coming, that SpiderMan and Klaw raid coming to Marvel's Avengers this month. This has been written over by Stephany Nunneley. I say this name all the time and I still stumble over it, so I apologise. Written on VG 24/7, and it states that Spider-Man exclusive to PlayStation platforms is coming to Marvel's Avengers this month alongside the Klaw raid. On November 30th, patch 2.2 brings a 4-player discordant sound raid, which finds players taking on the villain Klaw. In this raid, the Sonic...
ice cream.
Oh, thank you very much for the host, Vern. We very much appreciate that, mate. In this raid, the Sonic Monster Klaw has returned to the Vibarium Mound to destroy Wakanda, Black Panther, and the Avengers must stop him before he can succeed. With Spider-Man, PlayStation players can also expect the Spider-Man with Great Power Hero event. You will experience Spider-Man's story through the unlockable challenges woven through the Avengers initiative. Here, Peter Parker has learned his deadly new threat and must partner with the Avengers to stop AIM from acquiring technology that could make their synthoid army unstoppable. Parker, from a tentative friendship with Miss Marvel and Black Widow, will also struggle with working as a team instead of going about his business solo. In addition to the raid and hero, the update brings several new and improved systems, including shipments, a power level increase, and gear upgrading. The shipment features provides a new path to earn cosmetics, resources, and other items strictly through gameplay. Each shipment costs 500 units and pulls from a collection of nearly 250 items. There's also a small chance of rewarding premium outfit unavailable via any other means of acquisition. But luck isn't required to get the outfit, as you will automatically receive it after claiming 100 shipments. With the update, the maximum power level achievable will increase from 150 to 175. Acquiring the best gear will also require you to complete the game's toughest challenge, the new 4-player Klaw raid, Discordant Sound? Yeah, that's it. The update also allows you to recycle gear of a higher power level to upgrade current gear to match the higher power level of the consumed items, with few exceptions. You can also expect the game story to continue through the ongoing Avengers initiative as echo enemies types, ongoing activities and events, per hero weekly objectives, and the Hawkeye nameplate challenge. Marvel's Avengers is available on PC, Stadia, PlayStation, Xbox systems, recently Crystal Dynamics, pulled the XP shit that we already know about. But finally, we're starting to see Spider-Man. The superhero you didn't know you needed, Spider-Man. Spider-Man will be arriving on the PlayStation consoles in your Avengers game fairly soon. This feels like a story. It feels like we covered this last year and it's finally starting to get here now. It's been a long time coming, and I feel like this game needed a kick up the arse in terms of content coming to it to keep people interested in it, especially when they've just brought out Guardians and people have been asking why the Marvel's Avengers game doesn't feel anything like a Guardians game. I mean, they're completely different games. And one's a live service game, one's a single player campaign, so it's quite difficult to be able to compare them anyway. But in terms of how a game feels, I think you could probably put some direct comparisons to it. I feel like more people would probably be playing the Marvel's Avengers game if it had the kind of combat that you would expect in Guardians. I don't know. Obviously, the two different kind of styles of game. It's a shame that this... I don't know what Marvel needs to do in terms of Marvel's Avengers to turn this around for people to come back and play. It's now on Game Pass, so you can try this game out if you do own a Game Pass subscription. There's no reason why you shouldn't. It's something that I need to... try out myself, because I'm saying that there's no reason that you shouldn't, and I haven't tried it myself. I imagine now, as a fresh customer coming in, there is a lot more to do, but for people who have been at Endgame for so long, since the Black Panther update, since the Hawkeye update, what else have they got going on? Obviously, PlayStation players now have this SpiderMan raid coming through, so that's, again, something for them to be able to take down. They've got an increased power level cap, so... Is there a better time? Is there a better time than now to be able to jump into this one? Probably not, as a fresh customer. But as for someone who was at Endgame is meant to be the most important part of any game like this, and it feels like you always end up hitting a brick wall, and there isn't enough for you to be able to just get all that extra bit further, add that extra 30 hours into a campaign and do an extra raid. Like, there's just something missing there. I don't know if it's an identity problem. I don't know if they've got too much going on and they don't know how to use the characters that they've got. They can't make the raids make the expansions and the campaigns fast enough, and they can't have these characters have a personality enough to be able to make it interesting. I don't know. It's a lot for this game to overcome. I do think at some point it will, though. I do not think this game is lost forever. I think it will make a redemption arc and it will come good. It's just when. When will this game come out and be decent enough? Gary says, fuck me, about time Spider-Man is coming to the Avengers game. It announced it so long ago. Absolutely. Vern's lurking. Next Gen Base says, going back to the statement earlier of the week about Avengers, imagine blaming the failure of a game developer rather than the utter shit gas model they tried to ram into it. The campaign was brilliant, but everything in the end game, lol, was turgid. Gary says, part of me thinks this was a little too late now, as there are only like 30 people a day playing it on Twitch. Spider-Man. Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, you can find out the value of a game by looking at how many people are playing, streaming, and watching it. I don't think it's a be-all and end-all for Twitch. I genuinely don't. There is a lot of other people that won't be watching Twitch that will be watching someone consume their media via something like YouTube. If they can have a 2-hour campaign for someone playing it, dissect it into a half-an-hour video for you to be able to watch, and it has 4 million views, what's the bigger impact? The 4 million views or someone watching it on Twitch for 4 hours with 700 people watching? I don't know. I don't know what their KPIs are, so I can't honestly answer that. But I do think that the Twitch stuff is a good way to look at stuff, at how many people are actively looking at it, but I also think there is alternate media that may have an impact as well. Spider-Man, is she part of the Monster Hunter DLC? Yes. It's on Game Pass, but you can't play Spidey on Xbox. Exactly, that's a massive downfall, especially with this being a new campaign and stuff, and you can't use it. It's a little bit shit, but maybe Xbox brings something where PlayStation don't get it, but what can they have? I don't know. This is 2 games in one: a fantastic single-player experience and a shoehorned live service game. An absolute must-play for the single-player campaign, but I have no interest in the end game. It was misjudged and unnecessary. Next Gen Base says exactly this in relation to Tito's comment. Time for a bong says, what's up, guys? Again, thank you very much for joining us pretty much all night last night. Time for a bong. Appreciate that. Games as a service. Do you know what? For as long as I've been in the video games realm, I did not know that was that was the abbreviation for it. You learn something new every single day. So again, I appreciate that, because that will come in handy. Didn't have a chat up, but just copied what you said without realizing. Next Gen Base replies with lol. Time for a bong says, Forza. Yes, that is out today for, I think, is it Ultimate for people who are pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition. I mean, someone rammed it down my throat yesterday constantly because I kept on saying it wrong while we was in the studio, and I kept saying it's out today, but it's not. It was for people who was part of the Ultimate subscribers or whatever. I can't remember. Again, it's already gone out of my head. But happy thoughts today for the people who are playing it. Again, it's well reviewed. It's a much needed game for Xbox. So fair play to them, guys. I am going to install this in terms of both of them, actually, Forza and Avengers. I do feel like people have been telling me that the campaign is fantastic, and I do love the Marvel universe, even though if I had to choose between Marvel and DC, I would always choose DC. I do love the Marvel universe for all its faults, in my opinion, but it's still, I love the characters, I love the storylines. I don't think the storyline will ever be shit for what they put out. I just feel they don't have enough of them, and that's what people are pissed about. They love the game that much that they don't have much to play with. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Got about Forza, I've got GP, but need the early access in an extra 35. I go on holiday tomorrow, so is it worth the £35 for one day? Where are you going? Where are you going on holiday? My nan and my mum have gone to Turkey today, the bastards. Was a good FIFA streak, great tunes and skills, and a bit of banter. That's all you can ask for in a FIFA stream by me, because you ain't going to see world-class gameplay. I'm telling you that for damn sure. I make up with it for the tunes, so I suppose there's every cloud and all that. But anyway, we've got one more news article for you today, and it's something that you guys, I assume, you look forward to. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you today. This isn't a good deal. This is not the best free game that we're going to be telling you about. It's something that is already free, but it's an expansion that you'll be getting for free on top of a free game. So, without further ado, let's bring this up on screen and get into it. He's on screen. There we go. Next week's free Epic Game Store content has been revealed. Rogue Company Season 4 Epic Pack will replace Avon Colony, written by Tom Ivan over at VGC. Next week's free Epic Game Store content has been announced. Rogue Company Season 4 Epic Pack will be free to download from the 11th of November to November 18th. Unlock Switchable Blade and Scorch, two explosive rogues who incinerate opponents with fire and napalm, reads his Epic Game Store product description. Also receive Switchblade's Inferno Imp outfit, along with the 20k Battle Pass XP. Rogue Company Season 4 Epic Pack will replace Avon Colony, which normally costs $24.99, but is currently free to download until November the 11th. Epic claimed in January that, I mean, we don't need to read this stuff. I hate the fact that they shoe on this shit in. But what you need to know is you've got more free content coming on top of the free content that's already out there in terms of the Rogue Company game. I'm just going to take a quick swig of my drink, but I don't know what the fuck happened there. I think a little bit of OT crumble got stuck in the back of my throat. There we go. Let's lube the old throat. Boom. Bring it back on stage. So yeah, you've got a free game that's already out there, Rogue Company. It's a fantastic game, by the way. If you've not played it, it's a very, very good tactical shooter. 5v5, or is it 4v4? I can't remember. It's a game that I've streamed on this channel multiple times, by the way, and I've had a blast every single time that I've done it. It's a third person. It's a third person CS:GO, basically. If you've played that, it's a third person Overwatch without all the magic and shit. It's a good game. Are they actually giving away the 20k Battle Pass XP? I don't know if they're actually giving away the Battle Pass or they're just giving away 20 grand's worth of points on the Battle Pass for you to be able to scale all the way up. I don't know, but for free characters, if you are a massive fan of this game, this will be fantastic for you, but is it an incentive enough for you to be able to try it for the first time if you don't know these characters or these rogues? Probably not. I imagine if they brought back something like Dr. Disrespect, it may be an incentive for people to install it who missed it out for the first time. Like this guy. I missed out playing as Dr. Disrespect the first time round. It would have definitely given me the bump and kick up the ass to be able to reinstall it again and play as the doc and add into my library of rogues. But is this enough? Probably not. But at the end of the day, this is Free Game Friday. We're telling you about the free stuff that is out there, usually via Epic Game Store. So you can't really complain about something that is absolutely free. Because I never would, because free shit is free shit at the end of the day. You don't have to put your hand in your pocket. Next year, mate says, off to Centre Parks, mate. No kids about, so it's dirt cheap, mate. Centre Parks. Which one are you going to? I've only ever been to one, and is it Sherwood Forest? Is that in Nottingham? I can't remember. I went there maybe 13 years ago, and it was amazing. I literally just rented bike. I mean, this was back in the Bibby Fit days, where I could take a bike and I could just cycle around Centre Parks non-stop all day, and it was fantastic. Longleat, you going? I love centre parks, man. It's just super expensive usually, and I haven't been back since. Maybe that'll change when baby Bibby arrives, and fucking taking a baby aboard a plane doesn't fill me with any kind of joy. So yeah, we'll see. Bibby, I just wanted to say it's been a pleasure following this channel. Unfortunately, in anticipation of an ass kicking tomorrow, I'll be unfollowing the channel to avoid any inevitable smugness. Mate, Tito, Bernardo Silva has already said that they love playing at Old Trafford because we tend to win more than we do at the Etihad. If that isn't a 4-0 knobbing tomorrow by United to City, I don't know what is. You should not be saying stuff like that. Do not put that kind of stuff in the ether because we will get battered tomorrow. It'll be, if it's not 4-0, it'll be a Ronaldo 90 minute and then 91st minute. He'll score 2 and we'll be 1-0 up. I guaranteed it. Guaranteed it. But yeah, it's just what it is. It's a grim pull from your orange that's causing you to cough, says Gary. I mean, I can't rule that out, if I'm being honest. I cannot rule that one out. It's been Evandale a couple of times. It's all good fun. Cycling 400 miles is not my idea of a holiday. I mean, it's not. It wasn't mine. It's not mine now. But believe it or not, about 10 years ago, I was actually, maybe 9 years ago, I was a lot lighter, shall we say. I was a hell of a lot fitter than I am now. So yeah, back then it wasn't really that much of a problem, cycling everywhere and running and playing football and that. And now as soon as I do a step over, I'm pretty much keeling over, but it is what it is. Babies are the cutest, but Jesus, babies and planes shouldn't mix. And I know Samantha's like, we'll take the baby away after like 6 months. And I'm like, oh God, I couldn't think of anything worse. Could be the worst. I'm a Villa fan, so it's time for a bong. If we're losing, you could tweet out something that would be great. You always seem to encourage a turnaround. I said this yesterday in the office. I said I need to stop watching United because I get giddy. Like, I'll sit there and there'll be a 2-1 down or something. I'll be like, fucking great this. Get me Ollie tweet ready. Ollie in, clown emoji. Ollie dressed up as a clown with a face paint. Get ready to post that. I'll post it. They'll inevitably make a comeback or they'll equalise in the last second. I look like a twat. And because I'm watching them for the last 10 minutes, evidently I'm the guy that's spurring them on. So we need to stop watching United. We need to stop texting my granddad. My granddad needs to stop texting me saying, have you seen these red bastards? And then inevitably United might end up losing. But at the moment, I'm kind of like the good luck charm for you, so I apologise for that. We are undefeated in 4 against you boys. I fancy us tomorrow. I fancy us tomorrow. I absolutely do fancy us tomorrow. Annoying to say that United seem to turn up when it absolutely matters. But I don't know. Funny, football's a funny old game, especially in Derby Day. We had a team 10 plus years ago that was a bang average. We'll probably say, like, yeah, before 2008, City had been bang average for 30 years before that, and we still had massacred yous at Old Trafford and beat you at home and away with Sven-Goran Eriksson and Benjani. So, again, football, a funny old game. We're going to get dicked by Southampton tonight. It says time for a bong. You're twice the man nowadays, buddy. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Next Gen Base says, Lincoln, I've got a Bowers at Pitsy in the FA Cup tomorrow. Banana skin time. If you're not sure who they are, they're a team that play in red and white, based in Midlands, and are currently in League One. LOL. Oh, yeah. I read that out in phonetics and I still managed to balls it up. Not today, fella. Stone cold sober, though, says the Verminator. But that... if you play like you did against the Scousers and Chelsea, you'll batter us, to be fair. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's stream. I don't think there's going to be any this afternoon. I don't think there'll be any this evening, but who knows? The only way that you can find out by that is by me putting on the chat bot at this very second, so that when I start to get through this spiel, and Tito inevitably, as he has done now, has written socials before my chat bot has decided to load itself up. So I'm just stalling at this moment in time for you guys that listen to this on podcast services, because I seem to have absolutely bottled this. If my chat bot will kick in any time now, like it is doing, that'll be fantastic. I will go through the spiel and I'll let you guys know when and where to find us. So if you guys want to find out if we are going live later on tonight, or if you want to see any of the content that we have going on this weekend, including myself on Sunday as I'll be going back into Back for Blood, as well as to Graham tomorrow jumping into some PUBG action, either chasing Crace with mates or he is going to be riding solo. If you want to find out when we're going live, if you want to get involved, there is 2 ways that you can help. Next week's show as there's going to be 5 of them. You can do so by finding us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. All the links that you need will be in the description below if you're watching this on any of our on-demand services. But guys, all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will probably around 10 a.m. ish. On Monday. But until then, guys, I'm going to send you over to Big Hamish. We have raided him yesterday, and he does seem to be the only person in my feed that seems to be live at this moment in time that doesn't have over 400 people watching them. So please go over, let him know that you're having a good morning so far, because it will make everybody's morning to know that you are having a good time. But until then, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to host this podcast for you today. And as always, there's one thing that I want you to do, and that, my friends, is to stay frosty.